So like a lot of people, I'm not super happy with the reverse lights on my truck. This F-250 came with the halogen lights. And, you know, I don't really mind halogen tail light bulbs, but the reverse lights really suck. And I have found that it's kind of difficult to really even see what's going on the backup cam if I'm in a really, really dark location. So, you know, I'm going to try what a lot of people try, which is some of these LED bulbs. Now, these came from Amazon. Normally, I tell you guys, don't ever buy LEDs from Amazon, eBay, some of those places. You don't want cheap LED lights. But that primarily goes for your headlights. You know, headlights, forward lighting is extremely important, and you really need to spend the money to get quality stuff that's engineered properly. But in this case, I'm only going to be using these reverse lights, obviously, when I'm backing up. And so as long as it, you know, is really, really bright for a few seconds while I'm backing up, you know, that's all that matters. So these had pretty good reviews. We're going to try them out. So let's do this. So the tools that I'm going to use, I got a plastic trim tool here. You just need a small ratchet. And I think the socket size is going to be a 5/16. That's what it looks like anyway. Yeah, 5/16 is going to work. So no big deal at all. You've got a 5/16 bolt here, and you got one down here. So I should get my electric ratchet out. As I always say, that electric ratchet is the best 60 bucks I ever spent. But there's just 2 bolts. Not a big deal. So I'm going to set these right here on the tailgate so we don't lose them. And then take this plastic trim tool. You can see how the headlight, or excuse me, the tail light is floppy now. I'm going to go around here on the back side. Here, let me get the camera so I can kind of show you what's going on here. So on the back side back here, there should be a plastic pin right about here and then one right about there. So with the tail light floppy like that, you just want to kind of take your plastic tool and get down in there and just pop that straight out. You don't want to go that way with it. Okay, this kind of comes straight out. So let me put the camera back over here now. Give me just a second. And we will try to do this without breaking something. That's the thing is, you know, trying to pull this straight out. Ooh, there went that one. Cool, didn't break anything. But you just want to try to pull it straight out without breaking anything. Woo! That's always so nerve-wracking. It doesn't sound good when it comes out, but it did come out without breaking anything. So obviously you've got 3 bulbs here. This one is going to be for your reverse light. So all we got to do is turn it just like that. There you go. Now this should kind of stay right there for a moment. So on these Super Duty trucks, you could have, from what I have gathered, you could have one of 2 different bulbs. I think the other one is a 3157 bulb. This one is a 7440 bulb. So they use 2 different style bulbs. And also from what I gather, there's not really any rhyme or reason to it. This truck right here is a 2019 model. I've heard guys who have 2019s say they have this bulb. I've heard guys with 2019s say that when they pulled it, it was the other bulb. So it seems like Ford just used whatever was handy at the time. I don't know. Strange. But anyhow, just going to use my t-shirt here real quick to save time. Pull this bulb straight out like that. And then we'll get the LED bulbs and pop them right in. One other thing that I'm going to do, I've got some dielectric grease here from Morimoto. And I'm going to put a little dielectric grease in here. I'm going to start doing this. Well, I just dropped it. That was great. I'm going to start doing this every time I have an electrical connection apart because this truck seems to be real finicky about that. I live out here in a dusty environment, and I've already had several issues with electrical things on this truck not working anymore. And when I go to diagnose it, it turns out that the connection has just gotten gravel, dust, or dirt or something in it. So when I clean it and put some dielectric grease in there, whatever function that controlled starts working again. So I guess I'm just going to start making a habit of anytime I change a bulb or anything, I'm just going to go ahead and put some electric grease on there. Now, I don't know if this is polarity sensitive or not. Shouldn't be. Looking at the style of the bulb here, it shouldn't be. This is the 7440 style bulb. I mean, looks like we should be good to go. So I'm just going to put it in here like that, and then I'm going to turn the truck on, put it in reverse, and see if it works or not. All right, so I got the reverse lights on. The other side is on. This bulb is not on. So maybe it does matter which way it goes. Let me just spin it, put it back in. There we go. So it does matter which way. Ooh, man, that is bright. It does matter which way it goes. Strange. Anyway, my goodness, you can see how bright that is. Can't even hardly look at it. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick this back in here, and you'll see the little tabs on the mount there, and then you can line those up. All right, that's pretty bright. Really quickly here, let me get the camera and show you what these plastic tabs look like here. So, well, there it is. See that plastic clip right there? So obviously that goes in here. Now down at the bottom, when I took that one out, the plastic clip stayed in the body of the truck. So it may stay in the body, it may stay on the tail light, but one way or the other, you need to make sure that you keep up with both of those so you don't lose them. Now, I don't know if this camera is going to do it justice or not, but just standing here looking at it, I can tell a big difference. Not only is the color different, but man, this LED bulb over here is really bright. It's noticeably brighter than that one. So tonight we will find out for sure, but it looks like this is going to be a pretty nice little upgrade. All right, it's time to see how bright these reverse lights are. So let me close up the garage, and I'll turn the truck's ignition on. Got to get this ambient light as dark as I can get it. There we go. So as you can see, it's pretty dark out here now. Put the keys in. Holy cow. Yeah. Oh yeah. These things are way brighter. My goodness, look at that. They're lighting up the garage door pretty intensely. Gosh. Yeah, that's pretty bright. Pretty intense. So now what I'm wondering is, does the backup camera image look a little better? It's mad at me because I don't have the engine on and I'm in reverse, but yep, that's a lot better. I got my trash can back there so you can kind of see, like if you had a person walking behind you or something like that, you can see pretty well now. Awesome. All right, time to make the truck hush. Park brake engaged. Yeah, I know. So anyway, that's a cool little modification. I think I spent like $30 on those. And here, let me start the truck up. That way we can shift to reverse without having the annoying do-do-do, do-do-do. Well, maybe not. All right, now it's mad because the parking brake is on. My goodness, this truck's always mad. But yeah, I mean, that's a marked improvement over the stock halogens. I mean, I don't even know how to describe it, but the stock halogens didn't seem to really provide enough illumination for the camera lens on the tailgate to pick up the image very well. So even though it does have, you know, the backup cam, I just felt like that it wasn't very useful in really dark situations. Now, if you're in the city where you got a lot of ambient light from street lights and such, it's not a big deal. But, you know, like out here in the country, man, where it's like, look how dark it is out there. I couldn't really see the image very well back here. So now I feel like with these bulbs, it's bright enough that I can really see what's going on. So yep, for the price I paid for the bulbs, I'm pretty happy with them. The next question is going to be, how long will these bulbs last? Will they stand the test of time? And we'll just have to wait and see on that. But yeah, those last fit bulbs are working pretty good. I'll let you know if they burn out quick. How about that? So stick around, I'll let you know about that. But winter's coming. It's going to be dark all the time. Dark when I leave for work, dark when I come home. So these bulbs are going to get a good little workout, and I love them so far. We'll see.